Woody's Boneheads of the Day.
Okay. As you probably know, or did at one point, New Zealand famously has more sheep inhabiting the country than people. It's true. Let's start there. And we descend into the stupor from there. A woman with a long list of offenses recently stole a leg of lamb from a New Zealand grocery store and ended up using it as a weapon. 39-year-old Namal, there's an interesting name, Namal Johnson, no relation, walked out with over $250 worth of stuff in her shopping cart, including the pilfered leg of lamb. So an employee realizes what she's doing, attempts to stop her, but she powered through them, loaded all the groceries onto a city bus. They didn't even get to her before she got to the bus, but couldn't, or maybe wouldn't, pay the fare. This woman demanded somebody else pay the fare. She eventually got into it with the driver, and then she reached into her bag of stolen groceries, grabbed the pilfered leg of lamb, raised it over her head, and was about to club him. Thankfully, she thought better, and then she booked out of the bus, but not before stealing the driver's cash box with $125 in it. So she was in court Thursday. Turns out she's stolen all sorts of stuff over the past year. She pled guilty to 26 different charges. And let's just say I don't think they'll be serving much leg of lamb where she's headed. And finally, the internet became an even bigger cesspool of you-know-what this year. So Merriam-Webster's Word of the Year is out today. The Word of the Year for 25 from Merriam-Webster is slop, S-L-O-P, as in AI slop. They define it as digital content of low quality that's produced, usually in quantity, by means of artificial intelligence. Because AI got so cheap and easy this year, now it's just all over. Who knows what you're looking at anymore? I got to believe half of what I'm seeing is fake, maybe more. But they picked the word slop because it managed to sum up the problem in just 4 letters. I don't know about you, but I can think of 4 letters that probably would do a whole lot better job than that. So I know you're rapping, you're maybe doing some last-minute shopping, but you know what my next focus is once we get past Christmas? Taxes. Yep, and I ran across a story that I think you might be interested in. I mean, country people like us love our pets, right? And while millions of U.S. households, they estimate 94 million families own one or more pets, pets are not considered part of the family for tax purposes. I know, I've tried. A recently filed case in district court aims to change that. An attorney licensed in both New York and Utah, Amanda Reynolds, filed a complaint in the Eastern District of New York to be able to claim her dog. How great would that be? Because I know a lot of you have 2, some have more. She claims that her 8-year-old golden retriever is entirely dependent on her for food, shelter, medical care, training, transportation, but the dog has no independent income, resides exclusively with her, and has annual expenses exceeding $5,000. Now, I know this sounds crazy, but she's arguing that it satisfies every meaningful element of dependency recognized under Section 152 of the Internal Revenue Code, except for being human. So as a result, this Amanda Reynolds' attorney has asked the court to determine whether pets can be recognized as non-human dependents under federal tax law. She says they fulfill every section, everything that's required except for the fact that they're non-human. She says it makes complete sense, which if you've ever dealt with the IRS, that's why it won't happen.